Hi, thanks for jumping right into this middle school video. So if you're watching this video, I assume you either are a middle school student or you're a parent of a middle school student, right? Okay, well, middle school can be tough. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. Middle school can be tough, but actually going through middle school with a mission to prepare for college can make things a little bit clearer, I think. And I hope that you find that too. So in this video, I will share my screen here in a bit. I want to go through some very specific ideas of what you can do to prepare for life after high school so that you can thrive and not just succeed. Succeeding is great, don't get me wrong. Succeeding is wonderful, but I want you to really have the confidence that you know what to do in difficult situations, or you know what to do with things that happen in college or even beyond. When I talk with some of my clients or even my children that are in their 20s, we handle some pretty rough stuff, right? So what can we do today to help you prepare for that? Well, let's go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so in middle school, there are lots that you can do to prepare for life after high school to really be forward focused. And one of them is extracurricular activities. So we've talked about this if you watched the elementary school video, but this is so important because in middle school, you're still experimenting with what you like and what you don't like, what you're good at, and maybe what isn't necessarily a strength. So extracurricular activities are helpful, but we need to really diversify and check into clubs, photography club, stem cell clubs. Then there's probably engineering things that you can do if you're interested in that. There's academic clubs. Maybe you're good at debate, or you're good at math, or you're good at science. There's spelling clubs. There's writing clubs. Maybe you want to write a book, or you want to write articles for the local newspaper. There's student council that you can volunteer for. And maybe you're a budding politician. So you can get into these types of clubs. Of course, there's athletics, right? Softball, baseball, wrestling, football, basketball, you name it, all kinds of athletics that you can try. Now, I want to encourage you to really diversify. Try different clubs and be specific. If you're just starting your middle school journey, make a plan. What do you think you're interested in? Write it out. You can't do it all in 1 year, but that's the wonderful thing in middle school. You have a few years there. So what clubs do you want to try? And I say try different ones, because if you jump right into middle school and let's say you're doing basketball and drama club, and that's all you do throughout your life in middle school, by the time you get to high school, that's pretty much what you're going to do, is more basketball and drama club. It's better to diversify in middle school where you still have the chance to figure things out, because by the time you get to high school, most coaches are going to want you to pick. It's too much of a commitment for you to really continue to experiment. And by that time, you're needing to fine tune and be very good, have some very precise skills in a certain topic. And it's not that you can't change in high school. I don't want you to think that, but middle school is really a great chance to try different things. So make your list, share it with your parents, and get a game plan. What will you do this year and the following year and the year after that? And then reflect each time. Did I like it? Did I not? Did it like it better than this other thing? Okay, I think you get the point. College savings plan. So If you're going to have one, you likely already do. Just keep it up. It's never too late, though. You can always start a college savings plan. So usually this is where parents are putting money into some type of plan to help you pay for college. Volunteering. Volunteering is a great thing in and of itself. So I highly recommend volunteering, but it's also great for two more reasons. One, it's great because it gives you more chances to try new things. So if you think you're interested in healthcare, volunteer as a candy striper at the hospital. If you think you're interested in being an engineer, volunteer with a group that does something with engineering. If you think you're interested in archaeology, volunteer on a team that's going somewhere to dig things up, right? There's a lot of opportunity out there. Now, you don't have to be so specific with that, but still, you can volunteer at your homeless shelter serving meals. You can volunteer with nursing homes, talking with the elderly. When you do that, it helps you to figure out, do you like to work with the elderly? Do you really have this heart for the elderly? Do you like to work with the homeless? Maybe that's something that you're on fire for and passionate about. Volunteer working with the youth. You can oftentimes in churches, while you're in middle school, even lead groups for Bible studies, for Sunday school classes. So try different age groups. Do you really like the babies? Do you really like the toddlers? What is it that you like and that you don't like? Have some good, honest reflection each time you try something so you can figure out, is this for me? The other part of volunteering that a lot of people don't realize in middle school is it can help you get scholarships. Because while you're doing all that you're doing in middle school, you're starting to build a portfolio that you will later use to apply for scholarships. I say later. Wait a minute. Did you know you can apply for scholarships now? That's right. In middle school, you can apply for scholarships. You can do a simple Google search, scholarships for middle school students, and things will pop up. You can write essays. You can do artwork, videos, poems. A lot of it has to do with volunteer work. So check that out. Okay, enrichment programs. By now in middle school, you've had a lot of testing, standardized testing. You likely know even where you rank in your class, maybe even in the school. So, do you need help in certain areas? Is there something that's really pulling your GPA down, your grade point average down? Do you struggle to read? Is math not your favorite subject? Is science kind of hard? Spelling not your thing? There are enrichment programs. Now, in saying this, I want you to think about a few things. One is you don't have to be good at everything. Take a deep breath. You don't have to be good at everything, right? But I want to give you an advantage. If you're struggling, ask for help. Because the fact is, you have to pass middle school, right? So if you're really struggling with this math homework or English, you just can't figure out how to do the grammar correctly, ask for help. You can ask your school. Oftentimes there's tutors. Teachers love to stay after school and help students do better. And then there's programs in your community probably where you can go somewhere and get help. There's places like Sylvan, there's learning centers, and there's plenty of things online too. One of the best things that I can recommend is a reading program, and those are fun to do in the summer. So look for a summer reading enrichment program because it can help you really take your reading to another level. And especially as you're starting to think about high school and then later in college, you're going to need to read. You're going to need to read fast and you're going to need to be able to comprehend what you're reading. So everyone can benefit from reading programs. I wish I had known about them sooner, because as I went through my PhD, I was one of the slowest readers, but hey, I finished, right? You don't have to be good at everything. Okay, class options. Oh, middle school can be fun because you get to pick classes sometimes. So I want you to be intentional about your class options. I don't want you to just take the extra gym class because your buddies are taking the extra gym class, right? Because again, you're looking at experimenting with these classes to figure out, do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you naturally gifted in this area? And I want you to be intentional with this too, because as you start to look at high school, you may need some prerequisites for certain classes in high school so that you can get into certain colleges. So let me explain. If you, for example, want to be an engineer, and let's say you want to go to MIT, you will need advanced math and science classes. So check to see how far can you go in your high school with their math and science classes. Check to see what options you have in middle school. Because if you take advanced math or science classes in middle school, you're automatically going to be in advanced math and science classes in high school. Now, sometimes I find that you're too advanced for your high school. That's okay, but you need to know your options, and we'll talk about that in the high school video, okay? So look at your class options. Be intentional with your classes. Apply for scholarships. We've chatted a bit about this, but really, it's not too late to apply for scholarships. Google search scholarships for middle school students and be intentional. Maybe set it on your calendar that once a month, you're going to do at least one scholarship. Choose your friends wisely. I can't say enough about this. This may sound silly. You think, oh, I've got a best friend and they're good people. Please choose your friends wisely. And we'll talk more about this in the character development videos. But here's the thing. Middle school is a critical time. And the people that you hang out with are influencing you, for good or bad. And maybe you want to start a process to do a daily reflection or a weekly reflection to think, who are my friends and how are they influencing me? And how am I influencing them, right? Because you matter and you're influencing just as many people. Did you know that? People look up to you. For good or bad, people are watching. So I want you to be a role model for other people. And we'll talk more about that in character development. But choose your friends wisely. And if you're struggling with finding good friends, that's okay. That's okay. Ask for help. Ask your parents for help, your guidance counselor, your pastor, and I'd love to help you too. So friends in middle school is a major deal. I don't want you to feel like you're alone if you're struggling with friends. But here's the thing. You're getting older. And you don't have as much adult supervision as you did when you were in elementary school, right? Your parents are giving you some freedom. And it's your responsibility to try to do this well, to try and manage it. And that includes choosing your friends wisely. Because your friends, well, they're influencing you in a way that you may not even know. And if you're finding that your friends aren't doing well with their academics, your friends aren't making good choices, it might be time to look for other friends. And that doesn't mean you have to dump them and leave them and never talk to them again. But it means that your circle of influence the 5 people closest to you need to be good people with good moral character, making good decisions, with this forward focus mentality that they're not here just to joyride and have fun, but they're here to make a difference. They're here for a purpose, because you are too, right? Okay. College fairs. Did you know you could attend college fairs? Maybe you think, I'm just in middle school, I'll do that later. No, do it now. 1, it's super fun. College fairs are fun, right? And you might find that you're one of the younger ones there. That's okay. And I don't call it a head start. I think middle school is the right age for college visits, because you get to start interacting with their representatives. You get their stuff. If for nothing else, you get their little loot bag with all their goodies and pencils and notebooks and little squishy balls and things that are super fun. So they're fun to go to, but it's starting to open your horizon. College fairs can open your horizon, and you're doing it hopefully with your parents or a trusted adult with you, that as you walk through those college fairs and you start to see that they have this club or that club, or they have this sport or that sport, or that their ACT requirements are such and such, the light bulbs are going off and you're thinking, oh, that's why I need to make good grades. Oh, that's why I want to try out this club. And you can have good conversation with your parents, which is going to be important. Really important. So attend college fairs. Okay, one more slide for our middle school group here. Oh, I went too far. There was a sneak peek. Okay, middle school. Begin career exploration and assessments. What's that? Maybe you know. Career exploration and assessments. You've probably taken a test at school where it says that based on your skills or interest or natural gifts, you're likely to be a teacher or a beautician or an archaeologist or a geologist or an engineer. It lists out lots of different options of what they think your career path could be. Now, I want to caution you with this because I don't want you to pigeonhole yourself that these are your only options. It's not. In fact, research shows that many of the jobs that people your age will get after college haven't even been created yet. What does that mean? That means that the world's changing at such a fast pace that the job that you will get after college isn't even in existence yet. Isn't that cool? So use this kind of as a guide that, okay, these are my possibilities, options, but know that there's more. When you take these assessments, I want you to think about what jobs are you interested in. It will list out maybe 5 jobs. And maybe it says, for example, interior designer, a hairdresser, an artist, I don't know, a chef, something like that. Look at those jobs and think, which ones are you interested in? Those are a great opportunity too for you to go out and start doing some experimenting, right? Volunteer in those areas to see if you like it. See, we're starting to get more specific. Volunteer. Do some clubs. If it says you might be a great photographer, sign up for your school photography club. If you don't have one, look in your community. They're there. Then I want you to forecast those jobs. What that means is do a little bit of research, and your parents can help or I can help you with this, but Let's say it gives you that list. You can go online and see how much do those jobs make today. Is it enough money to live on? And will there be enough demand? So when I was your age, nursing was a huge demand, and they were telling all of us, go into nursing. And it is, right? Right now, nursing's huge. Will it be in 10, 15, 20 years? I don't know. But there's some research out there. If you do the research, you can probably find it. So do the forecasting. Will there be enough demand? Will the income be enough? If you have the option to pick that I want to be, I don't know, a vet tech over a veterinarian, the money's going to be different. Will there be enough money for you to live on and to have a certain lifestyle that you want? Will your skills, gifts, talents, education, and experience be used in a way that fulfills you? This is huge. And think about this. Let me give you an example. I worked in corporate America for over 2 decades. And what I found was it paid the bills, and I had a little bit of feeling that I was successful, but it didn't give me this sense of wholeness, completeness, fulfillment, because I wasn't using my full package. Right? You have a complete package. And in middle school, you're still adding to the package, but you have an awesome package. You're athletic, you're intelligent, you're beautiful or handsome. You have all of this greatness in a package, the awesome package of you. Well, if you go to work as an adult, you're going to spend the majority of your life at the workplace. And if you can't use your whole package, then you feel like something's missing. You feel like there must be more. And so for me, I found myself working at a corporate job and teaching at a bunch of schools. And then I was tired and exhausted and overworked. So it took a lot of courage to finally say, okay, enough's enough. I'll start my own business where I can use my whole package. So elementary, middle, and high school, we're building that package. We're still adding to it, right? Because you have God-given gifts. You have talent. You have strengths. You have skills. And we're adding to this life experience and education. And eventually you'll add to that work experience. And we're just building onto this awesome package of you. And I want you to be able to use the whole package in your work as an adult so that you have this sense of purpose and meaning and fulfillment. It's worth the effort now to spend the rest of your life with this amazing sense of peace and serenity. Okay, so let's do that. You've got a little bit of a list to do, some reflection to do, and I want you to get pretty serious here. I know you're just in middle school, but I want you to think about the future. Who are you spending your time with? What are you spending your time on? Let's be intentional. Let's help our parents help us. Okay? Can you do that? Your parents, your family, your teachers, your guidance counselor, and me, we're all here to help you. And I want you to be willing to ask for help, to accept help, and to speak up. If you need it, speak up. And even just to have regular check-ins to say, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm thinking. This is how I'm feeling. It's so helpful. So very, very helpful. Okay, middle schoolers, I'm so glad you're here. You're going to have a competitive advantage over many of your friends when it comes to your high school and college journey. So let's get started. Take a look at the workbook. Join us in the Facebook group. I'm so excited. All right, and I will see you in the high school video.